Are you worried about giving insurance companies access to your ELD device? Well, no worries, you're not alone, but we're here to explain to you why it can help you and what these insurance companies are really looking for. What's going on, guys? Ben here with Strong Insurance. Today we are going to go through what these insurance companies are looking for when they ask to connect to your ELD device and why it can actually, in most cases, be beneficial to you. So let's jump right into connecting these ELD devices. There's a plethora of carriers out there and some third-party administrating carriers that allow you to connect your ELD device to your insurance carrier. For example, Nirvana. If you want a quote from Nirvana, they will not even provide you a quote without you connecting your ELD device first. So an agent like myself who represents Nirvana in the market, they may complete the quote, and then it will generate a link that has to be sent to the client. The client needs to click that link. They will then select their ELD provider, whether it's Motive, Zonar, Azuga, the plethora of ELD providers that exist, and select the ELD provider that they use, put in their username, their password, and then it will connect and transfer that data over to Nirvana. In Nirvana's case, what are they looking for? They're looking for the last 90 days, right? So they're looking at your driving habits, your hard brakes, your speeds, your hard cornerings, how long the trucks are idling. There's a plethora of data that they're looking at. And then you have other carriers like 10-4, another company that Strong Insurance is proud to represent. They use a third-party administrator called Trucker Cloud to integrate, and they are also usually looking at historical data. They're primarily wanting to make sure that all the vehicles that you have connected through your ELD provider, say you have 6 vehicles on your ELD provider, but you've only requested Strong Insurance to quote 4 of those vehicles for you, well, they're going to wonder where those other 2 vehicles are and why they're not going to be scheduled on the policy due to there being a federal filing. Once again, they're looking for other data, but that is one of the primary things that they're looking at. So every insurance company who wants to connect to your ELD is typically looking at slightly different information. But one thing that's really important to understand, especially nowadays, as opposed to 10, 15 years ago, really with nowadays, what they're really trying to do is prove that you're a safe, insurable risk and offer you better pricing based on that data. They're not trying to knee-jerk you and get you clear up into high premiums because you're driving. They just won't insure you. It's that simple. If you're not clean and the ELD data provided proves that you're not a clean risk, they're just not going to insure you. They're not going to offer you a crazy rate. They just will say, listen, you're not a good fit for our company. Their goal is to use that telematics data to offer you discounts. Now, one of the biggest things that you guys need to be aware of is a hard brake does not necessarily mean that it is against you, that it's going to reduce your ability to get a discount. There are instances, especially if you have camera data to back it up, where a hard brake shows that a driver is proactive, that's a driver's alert, that it's beneficial instead of detrimental. So that is a lot of the data that they're looking for. They're really looking at usually the last 90 days if they're asking for a connection on the front end. And then certain carriers do look at that data throughout the life of the policy. For example, Progressive's Smart Haul Plus AI Dash Cam program that they have available right now through Motive. It is, I believe, a bare minimum of a 15% discount if you have Motive and you have AI dash cams installed in your truck. If you're with Progressive now and you have those and your agent hasn't talked to you about it, call us or call your agent ASAP and get these discounts taken advantage of. So it's an immediate 15% discount. Now, Progressive is going to track you throughout the life of the policy. What they're hoping to do is at renewal, that discount can go up to as high as 30% on your renewal, assuming that your driving characteristics warrant that. So when it comes to these ELD connections, guys, the biggest thing that you guys need to completely understand here is the goal is not to hurt you. The goal is to find ways to prove that you're a safe risk and subsequently offer you rates that reflect your driving characteristics. Those who drive better deserve better rates. Those who drive more poorly deserve higher rates. It's that simple. And what this allows, 15 years ago when ELDs started coming out, everybody, no one wanted an ELD device in their truck, right? All these trucking companies were like, hell no, I don't want to be tracked. I don't want anything to do with electronic logging. Now try to take that same device out of a fleet of trucks today. Go find me a fleet of 20, 30, 40, 50 trucks that says, yep, I don't need ELDs. We don't want them. You can't do it because they live by those ELDs now. They help with IFTA filings. They help tracking drivers. They help with equipment tracking. Should you have theft of equipment, they're just so invaluable. And that is where we're going to head with the telematics space when it comes to ELDs and insurance. Everyone wants to gripe about the rates being really, really high, and they are for the trucking insurance space. One of the best ways to combat that, though, is to be willing to connect your ELD device and take advantage of the discounts that are offered to those who prove that they drive safely, to those that have driver safety training in place, pre-trip inspections in place, things that can be tracked on an ELD device that an insurance company looks at and says, man, we love that fleet is doing that. So in a nutshell, these connections are not made to hurt you. They're only made to help you. We have plenty of carriers here who require and will accept ELD discounts at Strong Insurance. And then we also have carriers who don't require it at all. So we do have options here for everybody at Strong Insurance. But at the end of the day, those who offer the ELD discounts, you need to take advantage of them. Don't be afraid to connect your ELDs. If you're concerned about being tracked, throw your cell phone out the window. Get rid of your electronic logging device. You're already being tracked every which way anyways. It's just willingness to give that data up. So if you want to continue to learn more about the trucking industry or the trucking insurance industry, give a like, give a follow, and as always, keep it rubber side down.